Today I'm going to walk another section of the Trans Pennine Trail from Hunts Cross to Warrington. This walk is going to be about 15 miles. The first section of my journey from Hunts Cross goes past the motorworks at Halewood, then around the outskirts of Speke, and then on to the village of Hale. I'm now looking for a suitable place to cross the A561, and this looks to be a crossing place here. Unfortunately, the crossing seems to take me a long way out the way, but people have made the cross of the road using this unofficial footpath. Right, I made a navigational error. What I should have done is carried on down the left hand side of the A561 and crossed over much later and come under this bridge and then come up here. Well, I'm now walking around the outskirts of Speke. Right, I'm just leaving the outskirts of Speke and heading towards the village of Hale. So that looks to be an old building, Brook Farm on the left. There's a thatched cottage across the road. Well, there's an information board here in the village, and it actually talks about the Childe of Hale, perhaps the village's most famous resident, and at 9 feet 3 inches, certainly the tallest, John Middleton, 1578 to 1623, was known as the Childe of Hale. And I'm going to head down towards the church to see if I can find his grave. It's another thatched cottage, shepherd's cottage. Well, the Trans Pennine Trail goes left at the village cross, but I'm going to take a detour off the trail and go to the church, which is straight on, I think. Even more thatched buildings here. That looks an interesting house, and here we have a statue, and if he really was that big, he was a giant indeed. Like the church, we have an information board about John Middleton and how he was invited to the court of King James I, where he fought the King's champion and beat him. Well, this is the grave. Here lieth the body of John Middleton, the Childe of Hale, 9 feet 3, born 1578, died 1623. Well, I've now made my way back to the village cross war memorial, and my journey continues. From Hale village, I'm going to make my way down to the banks of the River Mersey, along the trail, under the road and railway bridges at Runcorn Gap, and onto Spike Island. There's an information board about Pickering's Pasture Local Nature Reserve, and I assume that we're going to head down here and head towards the banks of the River Mersey. Well, here we are at the banks of the River Mersey. It was about 5 miles to Hale village from Hunt's Cross, and another 1.5 miles down to the banks of the Mersey here. And ahead I can see the bridges over the River Mersey at Runcorn Gap, and that's where we're heading to. Well, I assume we should be road traffic free now until we hit Warrington. If I've done about 6-7 miles, I must have about 9 to go. Now going over Ditton Brook, and just when you think the path is going to be flat, got to do a bit of climb here. Well, from the top of the bank you get a view down into the estuary of the Mersey. I'm now at Runcorn Gap, and the first bridge is the Runcorn Railway Bridge, which was built by the London and North Western Railway Company and opened in 1869. Behind the railway bridge is the Runcorn Widnes Road Bridge, which was opened in 1961. It was later renamed to the Silver Jubilee Bridge, and it crosses both the River Mersey and the Manchester Ship Canal. Well, just past the bridge we have another information board. So we've come under both the bridges, and we're here now at the Mersey Hotel, and we're gonna follow Victoria Promenade around and cross over onto Spike Island. I'm now going to cross over to Spike Island, which is an artificial island created in 1833 when the Sankey Canal was extended from Fiddler's Ferry to the River Mersey. Evidently Spike Island was the site of a famous outdoor concert by the Stone Roses in 1990. Well, on leaving Spike Island we now follow the towpath of the St Helens Canal, and we are 3.5 miles to Fiddler's Ferry Marina. The bridge I'm going under now is the new Mersey Gateway Bridge, a new toll bridge that opened in 2017. This stretch of the Trans Pennine Trail down by the St Helens Canal, there's quite a few information boards to read. I think I can see quite a few shell ducks out on the mud flats. Oh, just on the very outskirts of Warrington, Fiddler's Ferry Marina 2.5 miles, Warrington Town Centre 5 miles, Stockport 26 miles, but Warrington Town Centre is our destination today. Opposite me here now is Fiddler's Ferry Power Station. It's a decommissioned coal-fired power station which was opened in 1971, but it closed in 2020. The cooling towers are 374 feet high, and it's a prominent local landmark, and on a clear day it can be seen as far away as the Peak District and the Pennines, but not on a day like this. I've now arrived at Fiddler's Ferry Marina. I've done about 12.5 miles, and the next stop should be a pub ahead. Well, the Ferry Tavern is closed, and the inn itself is sandwiched between the River Mersey on one side and the canal on the other. But there is an information board here and a map, and this is the route we've come down from Spike Island all along the side of the canal. We're here and we're going to carry on along the trail, leave the trail at Sankey Bridges there. I've arrived at Sankey Valley Park, and here is where I'm going to leave the Trans Pennine Trail and head towards Warrington. Trans Pennine Trail carries straight on, but we're going to go left here. Well, it was about 14 miles from Hunts Cross to leaving the Trans Pennine Trail at Sankey Valley Park. I must have about between a mile and 2 miles now into Warrington town centre. It's been a wet day today. It hasn't stopped raining, so I'm quite wet, and I can't wait to get back to the car, which is parked at the railway station.